This is a review of the Funlux 8-channel 4Security 960 high-resolution DVR system. Inside the box, you'll find the DVR itself. You'll have some extra screws to mount a hard drive in it, but this version here has a hard drive built in. You'll find a mouse, which is used for programming the unit, and you'll find the AC power adapter, which is UL listed. It operates at 100 to 240 volts AC and 50 to 60 hertz, and it outputs 12 volts DC at 2 amps. You'll find a very brief starting guide and an attention sheet of paper to get you started. There is a reference to go to this website where you can download the support software for your Android device or your iPhone. There's also a 64-page user manual you can print out. Inside the box, you'll find 2 separate packing boxes. Each one contains 4 cameras, and also you'll have 4 different cables. The cameras themselves are 12 LEDs for infrared output. It says 24, but it's really 12. And it says it can sight up to 65 feet with night vision. It has a built-in infrared filter to provide true color images of what it's looking at. And it's rated to operate from 12 degrees Fahrenheit to 122 degrees Fahrenheit. The cameras come in 2 pieces. You have a base stand and the camera itself. It has a sunscreen on it that will slide back and forth to allow you to adjust the sunscreen, and you can adjust the mounting angle to suit the application you're going to mount them in. In each box with the cameras comes 4 cables. Each of these cables is 18 meters long, which is actually 59 feet. There's a splitter that will convert the output of this power supply from 1 channel to 4 to power all 4 cameras. This power supply will operate on 100 to 240 volts AC and 50 to 60 hertz. It has an output of 12 volts DC at 1.5 amps. The power supply is UL listed. The cables have B and C connectors to carry the video signal back to the DVR. You also have the red connectors which plug in to power the cameras. So each camera has to be plugged in with video and power. Looking down into the face of these cameras, which are waterproof, you can see 12 infrared LEDs, 6 on each side, and there's an optical light sensor to tell the camera when to switch to night vision. On the back of the DVR, you'll see 8 camera inputs with the B and C connectors. You'll see a VGA output for a monitor, which does not come with it. You'll have an HDMI output if you want to take it to a high-resolution screen, a reset button. You have an Ethernet connection here, 2 USB ports, which you could use for the mouse. Here you have an RS-485 output, which allows you to output an alarm contact, and here's the power supply input. This version of the DVR came with a built-in 1 terabyte Western Digital Purple drive. This is the main control module here. There is no fan inside of this. Back here is the video input board. For an 8-camera system, this hard drive is a bit small. Typically you can put in this your own hard drive ranging from 250 gigabytes to 2 terabytes. It's recommended that you use a Western Digital Caviar Green drive or a Seagate Pipeline hard drive. When I turned the system on after I've wired it up, all 8 cameras came on, and you can see all 8 pictures that it's shooting. It pops up and tells me the disk is not formatted. Would I like to format it now? It now tells me that the disk is being formatted, and it may take up to 5 minutes, so be patient. Now you can see all 8 pictures on a 9-screen format. If I right-click the mouse, it pops up and asks me to log in, and I click on that, and the password is 111111, and I hit enter, and now it's asking me to set the resolution of the screen. I've gone to the setup mode, and I can see the startup guide. It's asking me to set the time and date, and you can see I've changed the time to PM and corrected the minutes, and now it's correct. I'm going to hit next. Now if I come down to the bottom of the screen, you can see this pop-up menu. I can look at events. I can look at all the channels individually, like if I want to look at channel 1, for example. There's the garage. I can go back down here and go to a 4-view mode. I can go to the 8-channel view, which is actually 9 channels. I can play back, go backwards. I can view images of photographs that have been taken. I can log out or shut down. I can also work on the internet connection. I can go from the 9-channel view to the 4, click on it and select channels 1 through 4. and I can expand those on the screen if I like. I can go over here and look at 5 through 8, and I can go back over here and go to all the 8 channel views. Scroll off the bottom here, I can see a hamburger stack. I'm going to click on that, and it will open up in the middle, and I can go to General Settings, Video Settings, Network Settings, and Event Management. Here I'm looking at the 8 camera mode. Let's see that I see something going on. I can double click on that frame and open it up, and there's a view of my garage. Let's say that I'm looking at this and I know that somebody has just broken in my garage and they've left already, but I want to verify it. I can come over here and hit the playback button, come up here and pick camera 1, hit the 27th of July, and this green area here shows the only time that I've recorded since it's been on. I can click on that, and right there you can see my garage, and right now it says it's about 25 minutes ago. I can move this here, change the time. I just move back to another 15 minutes, and I can play that. I can even export that to a thumb drive and give it to the police department. Here you can see on an iPad Air 2 I have installed the Z-Sight app, and then when I did that I scanned the code on the bottom of the DVR. I'll show in a second, and it automatically connected here, and there's the same view on the tablet as you see over here on the computer. So let's say that you're upstairs and you want to see if you remember to close the garage door. Here's the garage. You just tap that and it will sync into the garage, and if you wanted you could rotate it, fill it to full screen, and I can see that both garage doors are closed. So this is on the same Wi-Fi network as this computer and DVR are tied to, so that's why I'm allowed to look at that very quickly and easily. If I want to, I can scroll through all 8 cameras and it will look at them, and you can see it's pretty fast for being a wireless system here. Here you can see the basement. I can double click on that, open it up full view. We're going to turn the lights off down there like it's nighttime. It'll be very dark. We'll see how the night vision works. Here you can see the basement. The lights are off down there. It's very dark. I can double click on that and you can see that the night vision is good enough that if somebody were down there, you could see their face very clearly. You're not going to hide from this camera in the dark. I wanted to show on the bottom of the device is a label that has the QR code. That's what I scanned to be able to hook up the Z-Sight app. This is a very powerful system. In a short period of time, I've got it recording video, showing it on my iPhone, on an iPad. It does everything I expect it to do. I can go back and look at past videos. I'm going to rate this at 5 stars. This is a nice security system. If I come down here and click on the hamburger stack in the corner, I get the general settings. I can come over here and go in account management, change the password, change the date and language, system log, disk drive info, for example, how much space has been used, how much is free, pan to zoom settings, system settings, and help and fax. It even goes through and gives you some knowledge of how to hook it up. If I come back over here, I can go to video settings, select channels, for example, look at the video mask is what the channel looks like, look at the quality, it's on video quality better, all the different settings, for example, very fast and easy to set up. You're going to have to get the big instruction manual. This is the network settings, how to hook up a dynamic address setup, for example. You can also come over here and go to event management, and you can set up things like motion alarm. This is my garage. I can come over here and highlight the garage door that somebody might walk in, and then that way set a motion alarm that if somebody walks through that door, the camera will start recording. I don't normally use these features because I like to record live all the time. I know it eats up disk space, but in doing so, I know that I've got a complete record of what might have happened. I can also come up here and only record during certain hours of the day, for example, and certain days of the week. You can even tell the system what to do in case it loses a video, like a camera's been lost or whatever. It can send an email to you and tell you something's going on. This review is done by JJ CEO. I'd like to tell you I've received a sample for test and evaluation, and I didn't promise a review, but I promised if I gave one it would be fair and honest.